Hey gang, what's up? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy here, and I am getting with you to bring you a video that I took at Capital Audio Fest featuring somebody that I really respect in the industry, Ines Vogel of VOXATIV, Germany. And, you know, first off, that the product line is a phenomenally well-built speaker line. She also builds components as well that I have great respect for. The design is very good, and more than anything, she's a real music person. I also like her very much because Ines does what she wants and doesn't let anything hold her back. She dances to her own tune, and says, fuck what everybody else thinks or whatever, I'm gonna do what I want. And so I love that. Plus, she rides a KTM Super Duke. Any of you out there who ride motorcycles know if you ask somebody what bike do you ride, and they say KTM Super Duke, it's like saying Ducati Multistrada Pikes Peak. It's like saying, you know, I mean, it's an expert's motorcycle. So right off the cuff, she's got mad cred with me for being a kick-ass rider. I'm sure we could ride the shit out of our bike. I ride a Ducati Multistrada. So this is a person that I really dig, and I'm going to share this video with you that I took at the show. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining. See you. Okay, cool. Hey everybody, OCD Mikey with Ines of VOXATIV, here from Germany. And you have heard me talk about VOXATIV many times, and I want to introduce you to the person that runs the company, that founded the company, because she is really a music person. And you hear me talk about people that are music people, and then there's business people that create products because they're good business ideas. And then there's music passionates that create music or create products that are good for music. And so every time I come into a VOXATIV room, it's always, you can tell it's a music person. So thank you so much for your creations. What did you have this time at the show? And tell us where your passion comes from.
The point is, I always loved full range drivers. Okay. I started in the late 60s, 1960s, okay, with a pair of Lothers. Okay. And I loved them. The only problem was they always broke. Okay. Because I like loud music and they always break. I said, oh, come on. There must be a possibility to optimize them. Sure. And then later I studied engineering, and after I was an engineer, I was able to check out all the suspension things and everything. Okay. And then I said, okay, why don't make your own driver? Yeah. And so I started to make my own drivers. And years later, I was working for Mercedes-Benz and making engines and with lots of patents on combustion and everything. But in my leisure time, I was sitting on the table, television was running, I was cutting with a knife some cone papers and everything. Wow. And built the speakers and the drivers. And then one day, a friend of mine came and said, you must sell these. I said, ah, come on. No, it's only for hobby. And that is now 25 years ago. And then Mercedes offered every engineer who leaves the company a lot of money. Yeah, that's and then good. I lifted my hand and said, okay, now it's time to found my own company. There you go. And that was the birth of VOXATIV. Okay. So, and then I took my driver that we still produce the same way. With our hands, the paper is cut by a plotting machine now, but we paint them by hand, we glue them by hand, we do everything. And this is the passion in the driver, what you hear. This is a handmade driver, and this stays. I can attest for it. I can attest for the drivers. I had some pure audio projects that had the VOXATIV drivers in the middle, and they were just amazing. I fell in love with the brand, you know, at that point. Yeah. And then I came into your rooms, and I'm like, okay, my people, you know. So bring the camera over here, and let's show the people a little bit more so they can see one of the drivers up close. Yeah. So this is an entry-level driver, by the way. And this speaker is the reverse of a speaker that was brought out by VOXATIV 15 years ago, and it was product of the year in 2011 by Stereophile. Awesome. Old Art Dudley. Okay. Yeah. And he did that without asking me, and he helped me a lot on the American market because we did beat Wilson and Magico. Yeah. That year. Okay. Okay. So that's amazing. Yeah. That was a big thing. Yeah. And but 6 or 7 years after, we did not produce it anymore. I wanted to focus on other things, on electronics, like this amplifier down there and everything. And so we didn't have the speaker anymore. Okay. But then we had a lot of requests. Why don't you produce the Ampere-Geo, which is the name of this speaker, anymore? Okay. And so we started again. I said, okay, for this year we make a final edition. I put in everything I know. I do an optimized horn contour, a little bigger horn mouse, better, and I make a perfectly matching driver with the knowledge I have gained in the last 15 years.
Yes.
So this is what you get. And the funny thing is, the speaker in 2011 costed $30,000.
Yeah.
And now it costs $12,900.
You figured out how to manufacture it for less.
The reason is, in 2011 it was a cooperation with a German piano factory.
Okay, got you.
And the housing production in this piano factory was extremely expensive.
Wow. So what's 12,000? The driver?
No, the complete speaker.
Right now?
Right now.
This right here?
Yeah.
For a pair of them?
For a pair of them.
Is $12,000?
Yes.
Okay, so that blows me away. I had no idea.
Okay.
I always thought your stuff was like...
Yeah, we have stuff, but this is an
amazing.
entry-level driver with a ferrite.
We're going to listen to it in a second. I'm amazed to hear that it's only 12 grand for this. I thought the drivers would be 12K.
No.
This is beautiful piano finish, black lacquer. I'm looking at it and I'm quite impressed. I can't wait to listen. Yeah.
So they're produced in the same factory where Tannoy produced their speaker housing. That's in Poland.
Okay.
And these guys make a good job. They are 10 times less expensive than this piano factory. And so we have a reasonable price for the housing production, for the paint.
Yeah.
We make the driver still by hand, but it's an entry-level driver with a ferrite magnet, which is not so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So we can make this price, but it's still the handmade driver of VOXATIV.
Wow.
And this is
that's beautiful.
What we showed.
How many people work for you there?
15.
15 people, and you're sitting there. Somebody hand glues that faces in and all that stuff, and then you make these impressions or something. Or look at that.
No, this is a voice coil.
Yep.
It's glued on the inside of the wizard cone.
Yeah.
And then we have a wooden face plug.
Mm-hmm. That is. And can these you can take these out and change them with different metals, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, you can screw this out.
Beautiful nails, by the way.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So a little more. Here we go. No. Here
we go. Okay.
So you see the pole core and everything.
Yep.
And that's.
You can put any metal.
This is real wood, of course.
Yep. And you have different woods and different metals and so forth, right?
Yeah. So you can fine tune your driver by yourself.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Tell us about the amplifier.
So there's this amplifier. This was a thing we did in the last 6-7 years. I wanted to have my own amplification, of course, and didn't want to buy products from other companies. So I thought, okay, my drivers have a high efficiency, so we don't need much power.
Sure.
I found out that the 211 tube is a tube that I sonically really like.
Okay.
And it delivers only 2 times 11 watts.
Got you. Okay.
So, but for these speakers, it's enough because they have 94 dB efficiency. So you can play Rammstein at a reasonable volume, and it's good.
Yep.
So we have our own output transformers. We wind them by ourselves.
You do? Okay. Wow.
We have a 46-step attenuator inside, motor driven. Can you give me the remote control, Chris?
Oh yeah, I can feel the detents.
And
it's a nice feel to it. Yeah.
When you.
Oh yeah.
There's a big motor behind from a robot, and you see the 46 steps of the attenuator.
Sure.
This is not common in integrated tube amplifiers.
Okay.
But I wanted to have something sophisticated.
Yes.
So.
And it certainly sounds beautiful. I've heard it before. And what's the price on this?
This is 23,900.
23,900. Okay.
Yeah,
so still reasonable.
But because the housing is milled out of a 120-pound aluminium block.
Oh, yeah,
this is a one-piece housing.
Yeah.
So we do a lot to make it a little bit different from the others.
So there's no seams. That's what's really cool. When you mill this out of an aluminum block, you get no lines, no seams. It all comes from underneath and from the top. It's milled. It's just no, thank you. It's German iron. I already know. I could probably barely lift one of these transformers, much less the whole amplifier. So, all right, let's take a listen, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. is this?
Okay.
Okay.
Speakers.
Yeah, I got you. I'll edit that out.
Die Flasche über meinem Bug schlug mir das erste Leck. Die Ratten verließen mich im Hafen und ich kam nicht vom Fleck, aber ich bin kein Wrack. Ich bin eine Havarie. So breite ich die Arme aus, der Wind nimmt mich als Segel. Bin dementsprechend durch den Wind und komm nur bis nach Tegel, aber ich bin kein Wrack.
Holland came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked away across USA. Plucked her eyebrows on the way. Shaved her legs and then he was a she. She says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Candy came from out on the island. In the back room she was everybody's darling. But she never lost her head. Even when she was given head, she says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls go too.